on your car, put up one of these signs on the back of your car so people know what you're doing. Because if you're driving down the road doing 80 to and going from 80 to 100, people are going to probably think you're a dick. So put that sign up on your back of your car, whatever you're driving when you're running the engine in, so people know that you're slowing down between 80 and 100, doing all sorts of different weird speeds. They know you're not just driving like an idiot, you're actually running your engine in. So, just a thought. Running in an engine on your car when you've rebuilt it, ideally what you want to do is obviously run it in a bit at your house or your shed or wherever you're doing, workshop, get the engine hot. You don't want to really let it idle for more than a couple of minutes. You glaze over your sleeves or your block. So you want to keep the engine revs up over 1,000, I reckon. Just vary it. And when you're driving, when you take it over a drive, it's alright for me. I've had it running all week, so it's had a decent sort of running in over the week, to and from work and going out to pick up extra parts and whatnot. But today's the first time I've taken it out on a proper drive for a real running in. I want to find a nice quiet road, preferably with some sort of, not steep hills, sort of rolling hills, that'll work the engine and get the load up on it. And that'll allow you to really work it, get everything hot, get everything bedded in, and that's when you're going to really, wear your engine in. That's what you want to do. When you first get on the road, you don't want to straight away jump in and just jam it straight up to 100 k's and $3,000 on the tacho and just give it a flogging. You want to just take it easy, start off doing around 60, pick up the gears, get up to about 80 or so. You just want to back it off on the throttle, let it come down to 80, poke along at 80 for a kilometre or so, and then when you feel like you've poked along for a little bit like that, you just pick the revs up, bring it back up to 100, and cruise along like that for a bit. Just keep doing that, vary your speed and vary your engine revs. You don't want to keep it sitting at the same revs for too long. It's a bit harder if you're on a busy road. Obviously you don't want to be blocking up traffic and have people abusing you behind you. That's why you put the sign on the back for. So it's easiest with a quiet road, because then you can sort of do what you want. And you can pull over too, and you can check for leaks, check your oil and coolant, make sure everything's where it needs to be. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a few tips there to get you going when you're doing your run-in on your engine. Yeah, so I'll keep driving it now. Take for a nice drive today and take it to feed somewhere, and see how we go. Also, another tip, this won't apply to naturally aspirated vehicles, but with diesels or, well, not diesels as general, but anything that's got a turbo or whatever on there, you just want to keep an eye on your boost gauge also. Now, I'm pretty confident in the engine at the moment because I've done a bit of driving, that I'm happy enough to go over 10 pound. But when you first get it going and you're taking it on your first run-in, you want to keep your boost, you don't want to really get too high, you want to keep it below 10 psi is what I'd recommend. Anywhere around 5 is pretty good. That's generally what I want since when I'm just poking along. If I start going up some steeper hills, or if I kick it in the guards a bit, she'll climb over 10, no worries. But you don't want to push it too hard, in the first bloody 30, 40 kilometres. Just keep an eye on it, try and keep it low. That's why you'll be going on some quiet roads, because obviously if you've got your PSI up a bit higher, you're obviously doing a bit quicker. Just keep an eye on your EGT temps as well. Make sure they're not climbing up too high. And yeah, you keep an eye on all your gauges, make sure everything's alright, you should be okay. Just listen out for any funny sounds or any noises. Also, as odd as it may sound, you want to just be smelling. When you hop out, smell your engine. Make sure you don't smell any like burning oil or anything. Unless your engine's covered in oil and you're burning it off, that's alright, but you don't want to be able to smell any oil burning. If it's been acid dipped like what mine engine has and you've sprayed it and painted it, you're going to smell a bit of paint coming off, and it'll smell a bit different, but you just want to make sure there's no abnormal smells. Yeah, just keep an eye on everything, check nothing's leaking, make sure that nothing's like extremely hot, like something that's like a bearing's run hot or something. And yeah, keep an eye on everything, you should be right. Alright, so if you've been following this series, you've probably been wondering why I started doing any work on the Landcruiser and how much it ended up costing me. Now, the original reason I started pulling all the stuff off the unit and getting it all fixed was when you started up in the morning when it's cold, it would blow a lot of smoke and run pretty rough. Now, I've been dealing with this issue for about a year since I bought it, trying to nut it out. Just haven't been able to work it out. Always suspected it was the injectors, but I started off with all the cheap stuff first. So that's why I originally ripped the injectors out. So since then, the price of all the repairs has climbed dramatically. So I originally pulled the injectors out, got them overhauled and done, and they were stuffed. That was $600. When I brought it back, put the injectors in, and had them test the head to see whether it was leaking in one of the inlet valves. I then realised that the head had an issue, so I took that into town. Now, I never got like a separate billing for the head because it was done at the same place that did the engine rebuild. So I can't tell you the specific amount for the head, but I'd say it'd be around $800, I'd say. So that was the head, and then because I also did the fuel pump at the same time, and that didn't have a boost compensator on it. The upper and lower housings were both worn out, which had to be replaced. The internals was overhauled as well. It was basically a brand new fuel pump. That was $1,900. So that was that. Now, then the engine went in, obviously, because I realised it had cracked pistons. The engine kit alone, which included 1 HDT rods, the pistons, the ceramic pistons, gasket kit, which is a full engine gasket kit, so it includes head gasket and every single rubber seal, O-ring, and copper washers, all your seals that you'd use on a full engine rebuild. I think, what else did it come with? I'm assuming it come with the cotter pins as well for the cod rods. All the rings, obviously. That cost, pretty sure it was $2,800 alone for just the kit for the engine. Now, by the time I picked up the engine, obviously the head had all its work done to it, replaced all the, I can't remember which valves now, it was either inlet or exhaust, replaced all of them. Might have been the inlet ones. It could have been. Oh, I can't remember now, doesn't matter. Did all the valves on there, the head got tested, replaced the caps for the pre-combustion chambers, the head was machined. Now so the head was obviously acid bathed and cleaned to check for cracks. Same thing has been done to the engine. Engine got acid bathed, all cleaned out. The bores were bored out, so it's running oversized pistons at the moment. Everything's been machined up on that. Obviously the crank was checked, done all that. They've obviously had to reassemble it as well, like disassemble it and then reassemble it, because I took it in with the sump and the pistons still all in, and I've got it back that exact same way as you would have seen. So in the end, the price that I got for the engine, now this included the repairs for the head, and also included machining of the exhaust manifold because it was slightly warped, and putting in that thread for the exhaust temp sensor. The price in the end for that ended up being $9,000. That includes the exhaust and the head. So you could probably minus, roughly $1,000 from that. And then I think there was an extra $100 just because I used the card, because tax and all that sort of rubbish. So we'll say $8,000 for the engine alone, and that's including obviously the engine kit too. So it was expensive, but I don't intend on selling this ute anytime soon. So as it sits right now, the ute's on $292,245. I expect it to get to $1 million. Put it that way. But that's the price of what the engine was, and then there's all the extras in between. I think I said the radiator, which was $500. Then there's gaskets and whatever that I bought before I realised it was going to be a full engine rebuild, which ended up costing me, a bit more. Obviously, you've got maybe $100 to $200 worth of just extras that I bought, like new thermostat, all that sort of rubbish, engine oil, coolant. And then I don't think there was much else that had to be paid for, really. I think a lot of other stuff, because I've done most of it myself, I've saved a lot of money there. So that's pretty much the rough total. So I'll add that up because I can't think of how much it is off the top of my head, and I'll add it all up and put it on the screen, and then you'll roughly know. Listen, if you were doing an engine rebuild, it's going to be different. You're not going to replace everything I replaced. You're not going to do things the same way I did them. If you've got a 1HZ, you might not even have a turbo, so you may not ever have these problems. So this is the last episode of the Cruiser rebuild. Obviously the Cruiser is going to make an appearance in other videos because it is my daily drive. So I'll give a shout out first to my old man, who has been, you would have seen him in a couple of videos helping out. He's done a fair bit of work with me on the ute, just helping with lifting and getting things on, and also leasing, give me room in the shed to actually do the work on the ute. Since I told him I'd be at like 2 weeks, I think it's been like almost 2 months. And the old Massey Ferguson 3505's had to sit outside in the rain because I've taken its spot up. So thanks to Dad for all your help, and then also thank the missus for letting me waste so much money on the ute. She secretly loves the ute. Says she doesn't, but we know she does. So that's alright. And thanks to everybody who's been following this series. I didn't realise there was going to be so many episodes, but you've all got a rough idea now on how, if you're driving an old Landcruiser, how you could do an engine rebuild and the work that's involved. It's not super hard. There's some challenges in there, especially fuel pump timing and getting those timing right. But it's nothing that, if you've got a bit of mechanical knowledge, you can nut out, and with the manual, you can work it out. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever that happens to be, and catch us later.